Whew, man, I look bad. My hair looks great, but the hair looks good, but I look bad. I don't look good. Hopefully I've cried enough that I don't need to cry anymore. But as I say that, I feel the tears coming. Hopefully I don't have to edit a lot out. I'm gonna try not to curse. So, I should do an intro. Hey guys, my name is Kenny Joy and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new here, welcome back. So, I wanted to make this video because I didn't know what else to do. And, I have my sisters, but I need somebody else to talk to. Maybe making this video will help somebody else or make it make sense. So I was talking to my youngest sister today. God, I don't want this video to make me cry my eyes out like this. This is ridiculous. It's not ridiculous, it makes perfect sense, but I'm gonna try to keep my composure because nobody wants to see me cry. Like, nobody wants to see it. I mean, you guys have all probably seen me. If you've been on my channel enough, you've seen me cry plenty. Nobody wants to see me cry. So, we were talking about my mom. Our mom. And I've not really talked much about her on my channel. Or my dad. For those of you who don't know and are watching this video for the first time and never have seen a video of mine at all on my channel, I was adopted with my sisters when I was 2. My youngest sister wasn't born yet. We're a couple years apart, but when my mom got pregnant with her, she was taken from her the very next day after she gave birth to her. And but prior to that, me and my second 100% biologically related sister, Danielle, she was 4 at the time, and at the time our youngest sister Crystal was 1, and our sister Carrie, who was 3 and was the reason why we were put into foster care because she passed away. She died in the house that we were living in. It was dilapidated, it was unfit, it was condemned, and my parents were basically squatters, but they were on drugs. And when she died, I guess when the paramedics came and they saw the living conditions and they took us, so we were in foster care. It's so hard now to talk about. It's just that I'm sorry. I don't want this video to be like this. I'm okay. I know that this is normal and it's okay. And it's not that I hold it in. It's not that I hold it in, because I don't hold it in. I don't hold it in. It's just harder sometimes. Sometimes it's just harder than others. And then I didn't know, and I would have never known. I would have never known what I know and how I feel. I would have never known without time and experience. So I was talking to my youngest sister today about her mom, and it was a really hard realization that I had to, you know, express to her about our mom. And you know, we go through things. We experience things like everybody else. And we go through the motions. And She said, our mother reached out to her via Facebook to friend request her, maybe I think a few months before she passed, a few weeks, a few months before she passed, and my sister ignored it. But in fairness, my mother called me 2 days before she passed, and I ignored it. In fairness, because who she was in her life is not who she was in her death, and I acted accordingly to protect myself in fairness, and I had that right. But it's so hard. It's harder when they die, because it's like, you weren't here, you didn't fight to get me back, to get any of us back, and then you died, and I didn't know how much I needed you. But it's not fair, because it wasn't my job to know that. I was a kid, and in so many ways, we will always remain children looking for our parents, even in their death. Even if they weren't there to kiss our bruises, or to encourage us at graduation, or to support us in anything that we did, we still always look for them. And it's just, I think, a human instinct that nobody warned you about. And that's why it's so important. It's so important that when you adopt a child, that you know what you're doing. You're taking on a hell of a responsibility to be everything that their parents weren't, that their parents couldn't be. And when you fail, when you selfishly fail us, you create a void that's never filled. For a check, my foster mother selfishly, half-assed committed to me and my sisters that were adopted into the same home. So selfishly. We deserve more. Even if our parents couldn't give it to us, it doesn't mean we didn't deserve more. It doesn't mean we didn't deserve it. Just because they weren't able, it doesn't mean we didn't need it or deserve it. We didn't matter. We did matter. But it still comes back to the fact that the people that biologically created us didn't come back. And sometimes it's really hard to accept that when life doesn't make sense and everything is complicated and hard and complex, that the simple solution could have always been the alternative: quitting drugs, just coming back for us, getting a job and fighting for us, leaving our dad and coming back to save your little girls. And sometimes it's hard to accept, even as a grown woman at 33 years old. And I think that it's being a parent, being a mom, knowing what it really means to sacrifice and love your children carelessly, with no limits, not caring about what the consequences are. There are no consequences for loving somebody that selfishly when they're your kids. But I had to accept when my mom passed that we could never be in this world. Our love couldn't exist here because there were so many influences. Drugs, men. It's the only way that I can accept it or see it, is to accept that reality. And I miss her. prideful growing up. Like, I don't need my parents. Like, people thought I was my train wreck. Like, I would nonchalantly say, like, oh yeah, my parents are crack addicts. But if they were still alive, both of them, it would still be the same. And sometimes that's really hard. If they were still here, it would still be the same. Maybe I'll make this video about addiction or something like that. It's a horrible thing. It stood in the way of a different life. And I'm not ungrateful for my life. I am so grateful. But that's due to the circumstances. That's due to what I could have been versus who I am. It's not. Oh God, this is good. Oh God. There was my pride stepping in. Look at all this snot. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't want this to be too long of a video. But no, oh God, I hope this, can you see the bubbles? Oh. Jada, can you give me a tissue? Oh God, the door's locked. I didn't want the kids to see me like this. They're gonna worry if they see me like this. Maybe I'll just use a t-shirt or something, I don't know. The dirty basket's in the hallway. I don't know how to, hang on, excuse me, let me try to get like this snot out of my nose, because is it visible? Like, are we okay? Okay, you guys can't really see. Let me try, hang on 1 second. Oh God, I swear I'm using a tissue. I'm not. Granted, the tissue was like saturated in snot, but I swear I'm like blowing my nose on a tissue. Oh God. It's just, sorry guys. When it comes to my mom, that woman has the power to break me down even in her death, and I mean like break me down. I think about my dad when I think about all the things that men have done to me, and how if I had, you know, a strong man behind me all this time, a lot of this stuff probably wouldn't have happened. And it's so strange because there are so many times where I see somebody say, you know, if you had a man in your life, you had a dad, X, Y, and Z wouldn't have happened. And I used to pridefully and egotistically say, no, that's not true. I'm the exception to the rule. I don't need a father. And I'm sitting here like, I wouldn't go through the things I went through if you would have sat up here with your gun and been like, first things first, that's my daughter. Won't be having X, Y, and Z. Try it. Try it. I see her shed a tear. You'll be missing. And my dad, he was that kind of man, just not for his kids. And sometimes that's hard, but not harder than my mom. Like, people don't get it. They don't believe it. You need your mom more than you need anything else in this world. She is the map to life. She is. And without her, it's not impossible. It's just very hard. Very hard. Very. Now, when she's not physically here, I can love her with nothing in the way. Nothing to stop her from loving me back. No distractions. And I miss her so much. It's like when the camera's dying. The camera's dying. I'm not gonna make this any longer than it is because it's probably nothing but footage of me bawling my eyes out. But Love your moms, no matter what. I'm sorry if they're not perfect, or not even, well, never. None of us are. But they're a different type of person. They're so different. Mother is so different. They're everything. And it's unfortunate that me and my sisters didn't get that. But still in death, we love our mother so much. I miss her so much. Even for memories we never had, it doesn't take away from the dreams to have had them. I still imagine my mom being there, you know, seated in the front of the altar waiting for me to walk down the aisle to get married. I imagine her cooking in the kitchen on Thanksgiving dinners and just bickering about how much work it was and cursing up a storm and drinking, but still being there, being a part of it all, and being a crazy grandmother that told my kids to hit kids back, which I would support. I would support it. But I see a life with us that I couldn't see when she was alive, and it's hard to accept in my human form. I'll accept it when I pass better, and maybe she'll be the one that's there when it's time. But I miss her. Even though I didn't have the experiences, I miss the chances we didn't get. And I know that even if she was alive, I still wouldn't get them. That's really hard. So for anybody who's been a foster kid or a product of being a foster kid who's lost their parents, I understand. And I don't think we get it until it's, you know, it's over. This is so much snot, guys. Until it's their time, and that's the unfair thing about life sometimes. But I understand and I get it. And I fought it all my life until the choice was taken from me. But had the choice still been presented to me, we would have still fought. My parents would have still asked me for money. They would have still been doing drugs until the day that they couldn't. But I still love them so much. They created me and my sisters. They created everything I see. So guys, that's the end of this video, because my camera's about to die. I'm sorry for all the snot and tears, but I miss my mom, and I miss everything we didn't get a chance to get. And I struggle sometimes with the reality that if she was here, I wouldn't get those chances.